Schoolhouse Intuitive here. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, any placement. Let's do a tarot reading. We'll use tarot oracle cards and I'll share channeled messages. First thing in, February 2026 is definitely a month of emotional illumination. Okay, and then there's this decisive kind of turning point energy, and it did just come up in your weekly reading. When it comes to your career and finances, there seems to be where you're pivoting. You're going in a new direction. The direction becomes more clear. The moon's going to play a major role this month. Could help you bring in new awareness, right? Moon connecting to our intuition, our emotions. And after that, it seems like you get pushed toward action that you can no longer ignore. Your last reading was about that too, a little bit, but this is really going to dive deep into all about Libra's career and money and abundance, opportunities, all that stuff. So it may pertain to you even if you're not working, right? So the reading looks at where clarity is going to come in, where momentum will build, what the eclipses are going to arrange behind the scenes. That's why I have my sun and moon decks out. First thing out is you're reaching your full potential, moon goddess. Turn my light here so you can see a little better, hopefully. So with moon goddess, this is about spiritual realms, radiance, reaching your full potential. Your last reading was about you using that Leo full moon energy to reclaim your full power. And now we have this card as our first card out for our very next reading. Amazing. What else do we have for Libra? I'm going to counter this moon with the sun energy too, because we do have the eclipse happening February 17th. We also have that new year of the fire horse energy moving in. The lunar new year starts on February 17th. Big changes from wood snake energy in 2025 to fire horse. Lots of fire. Okay. Crow moon. This is whatever was hidden is coming to light. I love it. Already feeling it. Maybe some of you are already feeling it. Can't put something off any longer. I'm going to build the momentum. Okay, so let's see what we have. So heightened intuition, heightened visibility for you. Oh, we have the wolf moon here. You're calling in your soul family. I love this because we have wolf on the moon card, right? Just had the full moon, still in that energy. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. That's when it's going to be February 17th. So if you're curious. So it's a fellow air sign. What do we have? What do we have, please? Roaring moon. Show your power to your oppressors, to anything that's held you back. Maybe you've been the one holding yourself back. Not even realizing it, maybe. I love that because we just had the Leo full moon. Unreal. Oh, I had several cards come out. We'll take them. We have Quicksilver, Wishmaker, and Nightmare. So this is about accepting the temporary nature of everything. This wasn't meant, whatever this was, this stage, it's not meant to last forever anyway. It reminds me of High Priestess energy because she's the one in the tarot who, she has the different moon phases on her crown, and she sees things through to the end, right? And the full moon being completion, release. Maybe you've just released something, but you have with Nightmare, don't let your fear rob you of your power. A lot of us have been stuck in default mode or just going along with things because we're afraid to make the change. We also might not know how. So hopefully this will give you clarity. And then we have Wishmaker here, where your wishes are in fact being granted. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes. That's why some of you might feel kind of anxious, but then you're not really exactly sure why, maybe. I mean, it could be, right? Obviously, work with professionals if needed. But anyway, let's get some sun wisdom in here. So heightened visibility, confidence should increase, and just a desire to be recognized for everything you contribute to situations. So early in the month, the emotions around work and money could feel really big, really loud, amplified. It's not to like overwhelm. It's more to inspire. Clear as day. So the answers you seek will soon be revealed as the sun illuminates the path to truth. All about that clarity, my friends. Clarity. Okay. Yeah, middle of the month. That's the energy is going to shift a lot dramatically. Okay, it's going to shift a lot because that's that new moon solar eclipse, and that's going to signal a reset that's going to go deeper than just thinking. Right? It's taking you out of the analysis and moving you into action if you haven't already. So eclipses are going to, cancel out or remove options, obstacles that were never aligned anyway. Maybe it's going to accelerate choices that maybe you've been thinking about for a while. Shady rays. So whatever's hidden or covered up will be disclosed and brought out into the open. Similar to clear as day, right? Oh, eclipses are so good for this. For like solar eclipses, really. Well, any eclipse, really, I feel is good for revealing things, right? So you may find you're more creative, more focused on long-term goals, right? Not just quick fixes, but long-term. You might be questioning how you show up in an authentic way. If the people you're spending your time with are aligning with your standards, right? We have expression. The highest good will come as a result of clear communication and compromise. We are going to get into tarot with all of this, of course. By the end of February, that's when you're going to probably feel like you have to follow through. If you have not, you're going to feel like it. I think it's going to start around third week of February, mid to third week. And you're just, by the time March comes, it's like March. Funny, March means like, March, move forward, right? And I feel like a lot of you are going to be marching forth, maybe by March 4th, right? All right, divine union here coming in. Showing your power to your oppressors is clarified by some sort of partnership, maybe. Your current energy is attracting a special person in your life. So you get the insight, you get the intuitive downloads, and then you move into action. Midpoint. So you've moved from the learning phase to competence, and now you're advancing towards mastery. Very interesting. It's like taking the words right out of my mouth, right? So, and that's just accepting. Remember I said, accept the temporary nature of everything. It was reminding me of the high priestess and how she sees things through to the end, and full moons are about completion and release and all that. Well, now you've moved on from the learning phase to competence, and now advancing towards mastery. You're rising up. You have an upgrade. You've passed the test. It's just interesting that's what's clarifying, accept the temporary situation or nature of everything, right? Regeneration, what was once dead is now filled with life and energy. It's a renewal, it's a resurrection. So don't let that fear stop you. Have that courage. Face the challenges, face the fears, face what's been haunting you, what's been preventing you from really shining. And under wishmaker, you have Midas touch. Wow. So with your wish will be granted with possibilities, dreams, something being in alignment. You have Midas touch coming in. So you have the Midas touch now, and anything you begin will turn to gold. Look at that. This is your maximum power, right? You've reclaimed your power and you're shining full strength. All right, let's get into tarot now. We're going to use the Out of Hand Tarot by Jamie Sawyer. It's the 2022 edition. Move some cards out of the way. Move over. All right, so we're going to ask a lot of specific questions. So we're going to begin with the big picture, okay? So what's the overall energy influencing Libra's career and finances in February, please? Messages for the greatest, highest good. So we're feeling, then we're deciding. Okay, whoa. Facing those demons, huh? Facing whatever's making you feel attached in an unhealthy way. What's making you feel bound when you don't want to be there. So we have the Devil card and we have the Queen of Swords. That Queen of Swords is going to use her sword and she's going to cut herself free. She's not afraid of the consequences of that. She knows that she deserves better. She's very determined and she has that clarity now. This is head over heart. Total honesty. Again, the month is going to have you feeling and then deciding. So there's the imbalance, it's exposed, and where you stayed polite to keep the peace, you're now going to be very direct and honest, it looks like. So just remember too, a lot of the times it's not about perfection with things, right? It's about alignment. It's about progress, right? It's about growth. It's not perfection. If we waited for perfection, we would never do anything, it feels like. All right, so we have overall influencing you, some type of collaboration too. And then what else? Six of Swords. Yeah, moving on. So now the Three of Pentacles, you could feel really in the spotlight here. And with that Six of Swords, there are brighter days ahead. I feel some of you will be relocating. You could be moving on, some sort of transition here. And it could be like you're working with people, you're going to go out on your own, or vice versa. You know, I really do feel like it's more like you're moving out of something traditional and more into something that is more aligned with you. Could involve less people and less governance is the word that's coming in. So more you being your own boss even. And I can pull cards actually specific for entrepreneurs. I'll get those out so I don't forget. Get those out. All right. So we'll have those right there, our success cards. All right. Oh. So what is this? Well, I have a new dawn on the table here. And endings. Amazing. Okay, so endings and a new, okay, so we're saying goodbye. The worst is behind you. Exciting new opportunities are on the horizon. This card keeps showing up in readings, personal and otherwise. So yeah, endings, moving on, transition. This is rebirth, and you already have death card. No, you don't actually. What did we have? No, we did not have that. So anyway, I guess I was feeling the energy and I didn't say anything. So there it is. A new dawn after that ending. What else for Libra, please? It does go along with those cards and with everything I've been feeling and saying up to this point. By being polite and not going after the things you want, who is that serving? Just a question to ponder, I guess. And we have the moon. So I think we're going to be pondering a lot of questions this month. I think a lot of us are already in that mode. So this is like, what do we need to understand? We need to understand how a relationship could be affecting us, or relationships. Again, the alignment piece for sure. You could realize that you're ready to be seen differently. Notice the mirror. Or that you've outgrown a role that just doesn't reflect your skills or how mature you are. So it could be a relationship. It could be your relationship to your work. It could be, it could really be a lot of things, you know. And with the moon, I'm hearing right now that I'm hearing someone say, stop telling me to calm down. Like, I feel as though I've been getting this for weeks. I'm not surprised that sometimes energy, until the message really gets across, it will repeat itself in readings sometimes. It's always a little different, but sometimes it's similar. So it feels like some of you have had to dim down, is the expression I've been using a lot lately on the channel. And I just feel like that's just not happening anymore. You're ready to be seen for all of your brilliant facets that make you you. And you have the Four of Swords. You have, some of you have special skills and talents. And sometimes, and also too, I do feel that there is this energy of really needing to get in touch with your own intuitive abilities. Look what they're doing here. And they've got the candles and the feathers and the crystals and the aromatherapy or oils, you know, whatever's going on there, and the crystal grid and all of it. They're scrying as well. So I feel as though some of you are, because now we have a black mirror and we have what looks like another black mirror or something like that. And you don't have to do this to get in touch with your intuition, but it's just one way of really, you know, getting messages for yourself even. And I hope that, you know, you're not only relying on tarot readers. I'm hoping that you're doing your own intuitive practices as well, so that these readings are really just confirmation of what you and your higher self have already thought about, right? Or already felt. You have the Three of Swords here. Some sort of loss has occurred. Or maybe it does, it needs to occur. That could be part of what we need to understand about our current situation, that it's bringing heartache. It's not allowing you to even have your own autonomy in some way. So there's that. That's like kind of one storyline, feels like. What else do we have for Libra? What decision is Libra being guided toward regarding the career in February? What decision? Make it really clear. What decision is Libra being guided to? Oh my gosh. Endings and transformation. I said I was feeling the death card. I was sure it was on the table. Well, it is now. There it is. The eclipse energy is going to suggest a turning point. It's not necessarily going to be loud, and you don't have to be loud to get what you want and to make change. But once you see something, you cannot unsee it, is what it feels like, especially during an eclipse. That's my take on it, okay? So there's some sort of change here, and it does feel irreversible. Once you can't unring a bell, you can't unsee what's been shown to you, right? We're not just changing circumstances, we're reshaping how you go about life. So where is Libra being asked to claim authority or to trust themselves more professionally? What areas of life, or how, in what way? Seven of Swords. Oh, wow. That's like trusting your intuition to make good decisions. Trusting what you are getting on your own. You know, I just said, I hope you're doing your own sort of intuitive work. This is really needing to face ourselves and come clean with certain things if we've been self-deceiving in any way. So that's where we need to, it all starts with us, right? We have to believe it. We have to see it. We have to really feel it and know it in order to really, it has to be like our own, right? We have to make something our own. It says on this, book ideas. So what is original anyway? And then it says blocked. And then it says, it's all been done. Why not copy and paste and repeat? People do it all the time. So there's a big emphasis here on claim your own work as yours, your creativity. What you have to put out there is just as good as anybody else doing it. You want to start a YouTube channel? You're just as good as many of the others out there, right? I'm not saying we're all exactly the same. That's not it. I realize everybody has their own relative strengths and challenges. But if you think you have some wackadoodle idea and, oh, no one's going to watch, you might be surprised, all right? There are a lot of other people out there who probably share similar interests to you, and maybe they just haven't had the courage. Maybe you're the person who's going to have the courage to start this, you fill in the blank, whatever it is for you. Your music, your writing, your art. Leadership is coming in too. So you don't have to wait for everybody to be on board in order for you to start acting. Balance doesn't mean stalling and delaying. It's choosing what's right and then letting everything else fall into place, letting things, and recalibrating, like with that Four of Swords. And I'm not saying be passive. You'll never hear me say that. I'm not saying, oh, just put it out there and wait. No, we have to take action. Take action and taking accountability. And that's what that whole question was about. And actually, I want to do the Ask Yourself Tarot for this one too. Tell us more, please. Where's Libra being asked to claim authority or trust themselves in a professional way? Or when it comes to opportunities and bringing new opportunities and abundance in. Oh, the Moon. There it is. What situation in your life do you feel is secretly being hidden from you? Some of you know, you're just not trusting your intuition. That Seven of Swords coming out when I asked the question I asked, you need to learn how to trust yourself more. If you're feeling something's off, I'd look into it. So what situation in your life do you think is secretly being hidden from you? Could it have to do with some sort of partnership in some way? Are you feeling as though there's just some sort of shady energy? We have that shady rays card. And what signs are showing you that it's time to move forward? So you might feel something's just not right and you're getting signs. Do not ignore your signs here. You have two big cards here answering these questions for us. The Moon card and the Chariot. Okay, so we're going to move right in. Let's move into finances, actually. So we want to find out, like, what energy is around Libra and Libra's money and income in February 2026. Looks like we're moving into this card. Kind of money moves here too. Energy around the money part. Spiritual work. Some of you are a light worker. I'm going to say we are all energy workers. Why do I say that? Because energy, everything is energy, and we're all in it. We are energy too. So therefore we are energy workers. We're always working with the energy. We are energy. All right. So this card says spirituality, inner work, coaching, spiritual career, healer, reader. So that could really be playing a role on your money and your income. Maybe that's how you're going to make money. You know, mentoring others, coaching others. Gotta coach yourself first, right? What else do we have? Success. So this is on the right track. So you're conquering something. You're getting positive results here. This is achievement. Beautiful Ace of Cups coming in on an Oracle card. That's the energy that's around. There's something coming in here. There is success coming in, connecting to something you love that you're trying to grow right now. And maybe you are using your spirituality to assist you in that. What else? Okay, so there's you might be reassessing to how you value yourself, your time, how you share resources, how secure you feel in relying on others. Yeah, there's fluctuation. So there's definitely a change. There could be ups and downs, and that could be, actually, it looks like, you know, Northern Lights here. But yeah, it feels like it's been hard to kind of maintain a balance or get a real idea of how something's going. By the way, because there's the energy keeps shifting, right? Again, it's almost like feeling that the transformation before it even gets here, and that can kind of throw us off a little bit. We have solutions, though. You hold the key. Stay in control, all right? You're unlocking something here, some sort of passageway to everything you want and more. What else do we have? You have to believe it, though. You have to actually believe it. And then you have to take steps, right? We have to take our action steps. Let's see what else. And we need to surrender to something here. Like what's currently a block? Let's find that out. Blocks. Then we're going to see what's supporting you. Blocks, surrender to play. So take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. I keep thinking of that Four of Swords. What else? Procrastination. So now's the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. You know why? Because you're building that energetic momentum. What else? Surrender your belief in scarcity. So the universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Why not you? Your dreams could come true just as anyone else's, right? Whoa, two more. Surrender to inner peace and surrender unhealthy relationships. I knew there was a relationship emotional component here. I definitely feel that. So let go. It's almost like you may be wondering too if there's someone you can trust with your ideas. I'm going to say I would be careful about that. We've been getting this message over and over, but also the cards are actually telling me that with that whole Seven of Swords, you know, you can just copy and paste. And the fact that I'm not so sure some of you are trusting a certain particular relationship or place or company or something. Okay. It feels like maybe you're just not even trusting your boss. Maybe your boss is stealing your ideas. That's a terrible, terrible feeling and a rotten situation to be in. So sorry if that's you. So unhealthy relationships, yeah, letting go of what doesn't serve you, toxic people. I say people who are, you know, misbehaving basically. I don't think there's like toxic people. I think that's, you know, I guess I would word it differently, but that's okay. So including, people who are toxic, unavailable. So you deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people, at least ones who are going to be honest with you. They don't have to love you, but they should at least respect you enough to be truthful. So some of you are definitely feeling as though something is not being shared, maybe, or again, not knowing how much you yourself should share. And there's a balance there that needs to take place. So we have surrender to inner peace. So this is cultivating inner peace on a daily basis. In quiet meditative moments, focus on the stillness within and enjoy the inner refuge. Others will feel your good vibes too, and your life will flow more easily. So this is wonderful. In this type of reading, you do have the moon card, lots of moon cards. You have death, which is transformation, right? Endings and beginnings. Let's see what else we have. More money blocks. I want to really dive in here because maybe this reading is going to be confirmation for you. Okay. Oh yeah, conflicting desires. So this is about having several different, completely contradictory desires that cancel each other out. So people not being able to work together, right? Or having really good ideas, but they're just incompatible with something else in your life. So only after you've found the reasons for all your conflicting currents and understand the root of the confusion will you be able to have one clear desire going steadfastly in one direction. I encourage all of you, especially those who want to be an entrepreneur or change careers or whatever it is, think of one thing a week that you can do to bring you towards your goal. Is it researching other businesses like yours? Is it seeing if they even exist? Is it, interviewing somebody? Is it, to see how they're making it work? I don't know. I mean, it could be just so many different things. Is it studying other YouTube channels because you want to have your own? Just think of one thing. Just, doing your research. That counts. Or maybe you put in an application a week at places, or this week you update your resume, and the following week you practice some interview questions. Just getting ready, even if the job doesn't exist yet. How can you prepare yourself? You really signal to the universe more than just essentially wishing with prayers and things. You're not just saying it like hoping for it to happen. It's you're actually doing work towards it. You're signaling to the universe, I mean what I say. I really want this. This is what I'm willing to do. Because a lot of the times, as we know, nothing in life is free, right? There are no free rides. Okay. Not that I've noticed. I haven't, I don't know about you, but haven't seen any free rides driving by my neighborhood, So it's up to us really to show the universe what we're willing to sacrifice, and this word sacrifice, it's not a bad thing. It's just, I'm willing to do this in order to have this, right? And some of you have been sacrificing for the wrong reasons, for the wrong people in the wrong situations. And that's why you're drained. That's why you're not feeling your best, maybe, right? Maybe that's why there's just, you want to swivel in another direction. They're giving me swivels. So I don't know if they're like a swivel there, because that reminds me of those things, lazy Susans. So maybe your name's Susan, I don't know, but there's they're giving me that. They also just told me Lake Charles, so something to do with something called Lake Charles. I don't know of Lake Charles, but Lake Charles, or maybe Charles is a person or a company, or and you love the lake. I don't know, but I don't question why they come in. Usually I just go with it. So what else do we have? Blocked throat chakra. This is about affecting a blocked throat chakra is going to affect your ability to express yourself using your voice, particularly self-expression in some way. So in order to heal that fifth chakra, to help you communicate and self-express, you could use crystals, you could journal, you could just somehow, even cultivating it says on this card, cultivate the capacity to listen to yourself, right? If you're uncomfortable speaking, in front of others, practice, practice on your cat, just practice, practice in front of the mirror, as they say, right? What else do we have? A lack of specificity could be in the way. So this is gaining absolute clarity. We were talking about that. Possibly we've had very vague goals that are going to be hard to visualize and hard to attain. So give your mind time to process everything that crosses your field of vision so you can set a clear intention for your manifestation work. So it's becoming a conscious creator of your life, as it says here. So because the moon encourages smarter structures, it's less emotionally draining things, right? Clearer agreements, more intentional planning. That's what we're talking about with lack of specificity. That's my take on it anyway. Okay, so those are some things to overcome. Now, if you're wanting to be an entrepreneur, you are an entrepreneur, let's get you some success cards. And these can actually pertain to people who are not entrepreneurs. They could just somehow be confirmation for you. And anyway, really, we're also going to get angel numbers, animal cards, as we always do. If you enjoy the reading while I'm shuffling, please do like the video and subscribe. Hype the video, leave a comment. And if you'd like to know more about your career or any other area of your life, please check out schoolhouseintuitive.com. I offer Reiki and readings. And you don't have to do the Reiki too. You can do one or the other or both. It's up to you. All right. Let's see. I'm hearing someone right now. I'm hearing something about peanut butter and jelly or just jelly. Okay. So I know, random, right? Anyway, so we have card 98, wisdom. You may resonate with 1998 or 98 or 89 in general. This is a quote by Joseph Campbell. So it says, we have not even to risk the adventure alone, for the heroes of all time have gone before us. The labyrinth is thoroughly known. We have only to follow the thread of the hero path. So it says failure burns, but it's not failure if you learn from it. So try. At the very least, you've ruled things out that you don't want to do, right? That's going to breed perseverance. It teaches, it motivates, it humbles. Most people have failed before they became successful. We see the success part. We don't see the 10 times they failed before, right? It's not a failure. It was just a step in the process of development, right? So reframing how we see things, our mindset. So it says, what is your attitude towards failure? Where have you failed in the past, in past ventures? And are there patterns? And what can you learn from this and do differently? I think simply reframing it is a big thing. You know, remember, be very mindful with our wording here. If we label it as a failure, well, that's a negative connotation. If we label it as a learning opportunity, that's a little different, right? Feels different. And it tells us we can keep going somewhere, right? To keep going, it's more motivating. And who has a similar personality or business model to yours that you can learn from? How funny, because I just said, maybe like you're researching other channels or your, other YouTube channels, or you're, watching videos on how other people are doing their business, just to give you ideas. That's not copying. You're going to do your own spin on it. You're doing your research now. And we have add-ons, card 41. So with add-ons, how can you sell more to your customers? Expirations, updates, upgrades, subscriptions, upselling, all that. So what are other businesses doing? Can you offer some sort of complementary good? For example, I offer Reiki, but I also offer readings if people want that, right? Let's see what else we have. And some other people might also sell crystals, so there's all different things you can add on. What goes well with what you're already offering? And how can you sell more to your customers, right? Okay, so, and when are the customers most likely to take your offers? Is it right after Christmas when everyone's getting their credit card bill? Probably not the best timing, right? Just know that it's going to be a little slower. But yeah, and there are certain times of the year, and do your research. It's another thing. We have to do our own research. A lot of people too, and I'm not saying you're doing this, but when I look at the Seven of Swords, it's like people are looking for that quick answer, for the quick startup, or I've even had people come to me and want me to attune them to Reiki, because I'm a Reiki master teacher. They want to just hurry up and get their certification so they can then go open a business. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the best way to go about it. And I actually won't work with people who I feel their intentions are, if they want to just be attuned just for that. It's like, it makes sure we're going about things in the right way. It's just kind of, I won't get into that whole why that I don't agree with that, but I think you get the idea. There are no quick and easy paths generally. So if we're waiting around for that, it's probably not going to happen. And I'm not saying you are, again. Pardon me. So what signs, though, remember the Chariot card, are showing you that it's time to move forward? What things, what resources, what things do you have already that you can draw upon? You might have some sort of foundation, you know? So, yeah. All right, let's see what else. I'm not even going to get into the whole AI conversation. Because, yeah, anyway. All right, time and a place for everything, I guess, right? Let's see, what do we have? Shedding. Oh my gosh. And we're at the last bit. We're in the last phase here of the shedding process from the wood snake. We're going to move into the fire horse, that Chariot fire horse. Okay. Well, that's a water horse, but yeah, those are actually sphinxes. But anywho, okay. So with shedding, this is about releasing, cutting your losses, and setting higher goals, higher standards. We already talked about that because we talked about like what's draining your energy, what's blocking your flow, right? We talked about those kind of things. So let's see what do we have? What does Libra have as blessings? As blessings, what can Libra expect? What kind of Libra, or what kind of energy does Libra have working with them? Commitment of some kind, something that could be long lasting, something that's long term. Makes me think of the 10 of Pentacles. We're going to get tarot on this too. You have protection. You're protected. Make sure, again, you're reading things carefully. Read things carefully, because even though a card says you're protected, or even though you have crystals, or even though you're Reiki attuned, it doesn't matter. You still have to be smart about it, right? What else do we have? Keeping yourself and your ideas safe. Copywriting things. Self-love, Libra. You have yourself. You have your own ingenuity too. So awaken the love within you, attune your heart to love, and the energy will connect you to the universe. All right. I did not read that well. But anyway. And you also have spring and faith. These two cards keep coming up. So what you're asking for, oh, you know what else you have? You have growth. Okay. You have rejuvenation. You have growth. You have this little golden nest egg, some of you, right? And then we have faith here. So have faith that the universe will impress you with its magic, and enjoy the journey you have today. You can enjoy today. We're not always given tomorrows, right? Let's see what else we have. What else does Libra have supporting the energy of abundance, career, money, growth, all of it? What else does Libra have? I feel like it's going to be something connecting to your voice too. Perspective, patience, the Emperor. What? Wow, look at all this. Libra, only you know all the details. You have that going for you. You also have probably a much better intuition than most of the people around you. I seem to have a lot of people very intuitive, very empathic, very psychic in the audience. Okay, I know that. I think we all have a little bit of that, maybe not so much the empathy, but a lot of us have psychic and intuitive abilities, but some way more than others, right? Just like not every pianist or guitarist is as good as the next, right? We all have our strengths. So this is about realizing we're going to sacrifice something. We may have to surrender an old habit, an old mindset, an old dialogue in our heads in order to have that new, bright, brilliant future. We're shifting our perspective. You also have, this can be a card where it's showing you maybe something you didn't think about, because what always strikes me is like the path in the background. It's like maybe there's a way you haven't thought of, but you also have angelic support. And with Empress, you have your connection to the cosmos. There are all 12 stars symbolizing the zodiac signs. Okay, so you're connecting to something higher than yourself. This is one of our cards, Libra. You have fertile ground to some of you, and just maybe you're not seeing it yet, but you're getting in the flow. You're very creative. That's a card of creation. And we have the King of Cups. A lot of you because when I have that too with the Hanged One, it's like you really have the ability to, and also the Temperance. I feel a lot of you have the ability to remain calm, remain balanced, hear someone out, and really perspective take. It's like you're really good at seeing everyone's side. Therefore, you could put yourself in the shoes of your potential future client or customer or boss or coworker, right? So use those intuitive abilities. Use those good people skills you have. That's another strength you have, Libra. Okay, now let's find out. Are there any other challenges? Any other mindset? I think we covered that. Let's see. We covered that. I think also, again, just not delaying things, not postponing things just to keep the peace. Right? So choosing self-respect over approval. Let's see. What's the most aligned advice for Libra? How do we navigate our career and finances in February 2026? Because we know the eclipse is going to favor action rooted in authenticity, right? Even small steps, small choices, if they're made with integrity and honesty, they're going to carry much longer term impact. And they're going to lead to better things. All right, what else do we have? Oh my gosh, you have your second Empress. There it is. So, what is growing and evolving in your life that needs your attention? Pay attention. This is the advice here, right? Pay attention to what is growing and what has dissolved or what's on its way out. You already know this. You know this. What else, please? Anyone else? Anything else? Blessings, shadow work, any of it? Please let us know. 5 of Cups. So this is about a painful situation in your life that you could have focused on or be focused on. And there could be something you're not seeing, right? Those cups standing, those are opportunities. Those are maybe even wishes granted. Those are maybe what you would call silver linings, right? So what is a potential positive that you're not seeing? Ask yourself that question. And then, okay, 2 of Pentacles. What decision in your life are you ready to make? Yeah, this is like the whole read. I mean, I think a lot of you already know what decision you're focused on. It's a matter of actually taking steps or maybe gaining some clarity too. I think that's a big piece of this puzzle too. I want to get some cards as far as specific careers. Okay, maybe this will be confirmation for some people. Let's get 5. All right, I'm actually hearing Horatio or Horace even. Okay, we have inspiration. So there's a spark of inspiration that could ignite brilliant new ideas. So that makes me think of even, Page of Wands, kind of getting excited, exploring. Okay. What else? So this could be, well, really careers in anything. There could be just so many ideas that you haven't been specific enough, right? And if we're not specific, we're less likely to take actionable steps. And if we it's hard to even set a goal if we're not 100% sure on what it is. What's our objective, So we have to, have you ever heard of SMART goals? Look up SMART goals and you'll see. Things need to be specific, measurable, I think it's achievable, relevant, and timely. Something along those lines. There are different variations of SMART goals, but those are the ones I'm familiar with. So those will help you set realistic goals that are measurable, achievable, or attainable, relevant to what it is you want to do. You give yourself a deadline too, right? But they have to start. The first thing is they have to be specific. Okay, maybe you draft a business plan if that's something you want to do. A template. There are lots of templates you could use. What else for Libra? Counselor. You had the King of Cups. That's one of my cards for counseling. So this is some sort of therapy or healing work in some way. In order to be a healer, you must come from a healed place. I had mentioned that somewhere in the reading here, actually. When we were doing spiritual work, something said spiritual work, and I was like, oh, we first have to be healed or something. Because I said we're all light workers, right? Anyway, okay, there's counselor. So maybe you're getting counseling or giving counseling. We also have persistence. It will pay. Don't give up. Foster the persistent mindset. Stay focused and press through. We're going to get 2 more. Crafter and fleeting. So yeah, this is some sort of, for fleeting, it's being in a transition phase of your career. The Six of Swords, like you knew this was going to be temporary anyway. You already had that on the Quicksilver card. Something was not meant to be. It was literally fleeting. It says fleeting on that card. It says fleeting on this card. So something just wasn't, it wasn't supposed to stay anyway. Yeah, I just saw 4444 on the timer. Okay, and you've been getting that number lately, and that is a sign of divine intervention. The universe has heard your request. For some of you, well, actually, I'm hearing right now to slow, something's slowing you down. They're trying to slow. Why are you trying to be slowed down? I wonder. That's interesting. Why would the universe be slowing Libra down? Is there something else that needs your attention? Let me see. Maybe this deck will have the answers. Sometimes I'll have one thing I'm thinking of and I get stopped and told to go in a totally different direction. Wait. Yeah. Now, you can't make this up. I mean, there's like 100 cards in this deck. Don't feel rushed to make a decision now. Spend time alone meditating upon what truly makes you happy. How amazing is that? That is a message we're hearing loud and clear. Wait. The time will be right. You'll feel it. Look at all that water there. You'll feel it. And then you'll feel like that nudge, that push. And we're all on different timelines, right? So please only take what resonates, leave the rest, right? Check out the disclaimer. This is a general tarot reading. All right. It's for everybody. Crafter. So a talent is waiting to be expressed with your hands. It could be not just crafting. I mean, crafting, you can craft music. You can craft something in writing. You can make food. You can do anything artistic. All of that is crafting. So creating. Remember, I mean, jewelry making even, right? So this is starting a business at home and then moving on from there. And you have fertility on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is a perfect time. So you get wait. And then once you're clear, some of you already are clear, then you don't have to wait. Once you've waited and you've done the amount of shedding that needs to be done, we don't want to be bringing that into this or this into that, whatever. So this is a perfect time to start. Change jobs, give birth, fall in love. It's about abundance, about a new abundant life. Lots of cards indicating fertility. You have 2 Empress cards. You have the fertility card. You have others. You have wishmaker. You have Midas touch. Libra, it's clear as day, right? Clear as day that it's time for you to really express your full power. The result, it's going to be steadier ground. It's not overnight success. We talked about that, right? The confidence you're building, though, is going to fit who you're actually meant to be. Maybe some of you are going to be put in leadership roles. Okay, so let's see what else we have. Let's get some final messages for Libra. Let's use the Galactic Angel deck, please. Again, if this fit, it resonated, you know how to show support. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you. Appreciate it. And also, I have another channel. It's called Mantic Mystic. And I read for all signs there. So there's basically a bonus weekly reading over there, at least. All right. So please learn to trust yourself. You can accomplish great things if you choose to believe. Repeat of a message I already said, right? And then we have take off the blindfold and see the truth in front of you. Some of us haven't wanted to look. It's scary sometimes to see reality, right? Sometimes it's like truth hurts. Sometimes it does. But other times it can really help us move forward into a much more abundant life. And that's what I hope for all of you. An abundance of what brings you joy, what lights you up, places, people, situations where you feel you can truly be yourself and be in alignment and not have to fake it, right? Card 66, a sign of creativity. Life flows with love, abundance, and opportunity. And animal cards. Let's see. Let's get it for you. And I post on here at least 3 times a week, those of you who are new. And it's all Libras all the time. It's always about you. It's not about what so-and-so's thinking about your whatever. Who cares, right? We care about you here. All right, Libra. Card 45, Wolf, Crown Chakra. I'm hearing right now, like the dilly-dallying, like why wait? So, I mean, some of you know that you've waited so long, you've waited too long maybe. And now it's like, I just feel you're just going to dive in. You're just going to go for it. Yeah. So this is about you being a divine being, so much more majestic than you could ever imagine. Embrace your true greatness. Your leadership power serves many. For a lot of you, that's it. You are meant to be leaders. You are born leaders. Does that mean you naturally know how to lead? No. We have to sometimes develop our skills, right? Some people are, like I always use music. They're musical geniuses, right? But they still have to practice. They still, keep up with the times and like keep up with, the right equipment, and they know what does what. There's still, no matter what you're going to do, even if you're really great at it, there are components that we do need to learn. So being open to learning is also something that I feel is coming in as advice. One more card, please. Cat, withdraw. So let go of your need to control the situation. Retreat into your sacred space and allow a divinely orchestrated solution to unfold. So card 32, throat chakra. Sometimes when you just don't know what to do, rest on it, reflect on it, meditate on it. Wait, don't force yourself into something because you feel like you have to, right? Make sure you're clear. I want to get one more. And when I read for a lot of people like this, we are going to get, varying messages. So you only take what resonates for you. Seahorse and stag. So we have card 48, stag, crown chakra. Remember your true source. Let go of your belief in scarcity. Infinite abundance is available to you now. And seahorse, solution, card 8, root chakra. There's a brilliant answer to your question. It's closer than you think. Don't make things too complicated. Allow life to be easy. Be that kitty to some degree. Yes, allow life to be easy. It doesn't mean going to extremes and being totally passive and sitting on our couch in our PJs waiting for it to happen, waiting for, Mr. Right to walk down the street and knock on our door and ask to borrow a cup of sugar. Like, that's probably not going to happen, And, let me offer you a job, Libra. No, I mean, a lot of times we have to go out there and actually do it. And I know a lot of you are. I'm really not trying to, degrade in any way whatsoever. I'm trying to motivate, actually. So yeah, it's just, my point is that there's, just like with everything else, right? Think temperance. There's always that balance. Sometimes we need to wait, get clear, take care of our health, take care of certain things that need to be taken care of right now. Got bills to pay right now, can't change jobs. Yeah, get it, right? But it doesn't mean that you can't be taking small action steps towards your goals. So that way, when you go to make the big move, the big change, you're more prepared than if you'd not done anything. So, and I do, like I said, I feel, and I don't, maybe let me know how you feel about it, but I feel that prayer, absolutely great. Manifestation, I do it as well, wonderful. But I feel it's just as important to take inspired action, so that's me, that's what I feel, and that's what I go by. So we all have our own view and opinion on things, and yeah, so I'm wishing you the very best, okay, and hopefully this resonated in some way. And do reach out for personal reading, schoolhouseintuitive.com if interested. Thanks so much.